Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here to take another look at Wilds of Eldraine inside the draft booster box form. We're going to go ahead and crack this thing open, see what kind of value we can find. We're going to put the price of all the rares, mythics, and any commons, uncommons that we find that are valued over $1 on the screen. And then we're going to close out with the full MTG Box Analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy 36 old school draft booster packs. They don't make these anymore. These do have pull tabs because this comes from the same case that I opened up the box on Monday from. So let's see if this box can't outperform that box. First box was, I would call fair. No big hitters, so let's hope that they're inside of this box. So we've got ourselves a human token, followed by an island. And then we're going to see ourselves a Knightly Valor, followed by a Mosswood Dread Knight as our first rare coming in the showcase treatment. And then we're going to see ourselves a Woodland Acolyte, Sir Armont the Redeemer, Shari of Numbing Depths, followed by a Bespotted Knight, a Charmed Clothier. Then we're going to see a Sky Beast Tracker, followed by a Minecart Daredevil, Brave the Wilds, Wicked Visitor, Snare Master Sprite, Misleading Moats, and a Voracious Vermin in the back. All right, pack number one in the bag. Not a ton of value in that particular pack, but that's okay. We got 35 more. All right, pack number two, we're going to kick this one off with a food token, followed by a forest. Then we're going to see ourselves a Stab Wound, followed by an Elvish Archivist coming in as our rare, a Two-Headed Hunter. Then we're going to see a Gallant Pie Wielder with an Ice Wrought Sentry, Crystal Grotto, Slumbering Keep Guard, Johann Stopgap, Grand Ball Guest, Verdant Outrider. Then we're going to see the Merry Bards, Plunge into Winter, Vantress Transmuter, and a Rat Out. All right, so we've gone through two full packs. I think from now on, we'll go ahead and skip the commons because there are no commons valued over $1 in this set. There are 3 uncommons that we're looking for. I'll call them out as we see them. So we got an Adventure, followed by a Full Art Swamp. Then we're going to see our first foil of the box. We're going to see a Threadbind Cleek, followed by a Leyline of Anticipation. This is valued just over $1. Hooray. And then we're going to pick up a Song of Totenez as our main set rare. Then we're going to see a 3 Bowls of Porridge, Neva Stalked by Nightmares, and Imodane's Recruiter. And we'll just kind of fan out the back to make sure that there's no lurking rares, stamp cards, or any other kind of misprints that we might want to look at. Of course, I will be sorting all the cards at the end of this to put together the analysis, so I'll double check everything. So we've got a monster with a mountain, followed by a Utopia Sprawl. And then we're going to see from the land cycle a Restless Cottage. This is going to be the most valuable land from the set. Unfortunately, does not cross the $1 mark. Then we're going to see a Howling Galefang, a Cursed Courtier, and then a High Fae Negotiator. And there's our commons in the back. So what we're looking for in this set from the Enchanting Tales subset, we're keeping an eye out for Smothering Tide, we're keeping an eye out for Ristic Study, Parallel Lives, Doubling Season. Those are going to be the 4 big hitters, but there are 10 or 11 cards valued over $10 in that set that we could pull, and that's not including any of the anime borderless. So we've got a Rat, followed by a Plains. Then we're going to see ourselves a Regal Bunnicorn coming in foil. Very cool. And then we're going to see ourselves an Oppression coming in from the Enchanting Tales subset, with a Lord Skitter's Blessing coming in as our 3rd rare in that pack. Then we're going to see a Ruby Daring Tracker with a Monstrous Rage. This is going to be one of the uncommons valued over $1. In fact, this is the most valuable uncommon. And then we're going to see ourselves an Archive Dragon with a bunch of commons in the back. So what do you all think? Wilds of Eldraine or Throne of Eldraine? Which one is your favorite? So we've got On an Adventure, followed by a Forest. And then we're going to see an Impact Tremors with Will, Scion of Peace, our first mythic of the box, just not a high value mythic. And then we're going to see the Collector's Vault with Ash Party Crasher and a Tenacious Tome Seeker. And yep, just commons in the back, as you'd expect. They're getting pretty good about not having slotting issues. I've only had one error box, and that was a Kaldheim set booster box where every pack had art cards. Haven't seen another full error box like that since. So we've got a monster, followed by an island, and then we're going to see ourselves a Rest in Peace coming in as a rare from the Enchanting Tales, with Asinine Antics coming in as a mythic from the main set. Again, not high value. Then we're going to see a Graceful Takedown, Obria Dreaming Duelist, and a Welcome the Sweet Tooth. All right, so from the main set, we're keeping an eye out really for, I'll say, 4 to 5 cards. So the number 1 card that you can pull is the Agatha's Soul Cauldron. After that, you're looking at Beseech the Mirror. Both are in black. Then we're looking for Virtue of Persistence, also in black. And then we're looking for a Moonshaker Cavalry. And from the Showcase series, or in the this kind of treatment, right, we're looking for Virtue of Persistence, or really any of the virtues. They're all valued somewhere between $1 and $9. So we got ourselves a Vampiric Rites with Yenna Redtooth Regent. And then we're going to see a Spellscorn Cavern with an Embereth Veteran and a Cheeky House Mouse. And just our commons in the back. All right, moving into our next pack here. We've got some food, followed by a swamp. And then we're going to see Season of Growth with an Extraordinary Journey as our main set rare. Then we're going to see Eerie Interference, Stormkeld Vanguard with a Splashy Spellcaster. All right. Just going to rip through these packs. We'll do a little comparative analysis at the end of this video during the MTG Box Analysis to see how this box performed against Mondays. So we got our third foil of the box. We got ourselves a Mocking Sprite, followed by a Curiosity, and then we're going to see ourselves a Gumdrop Poisoner as our main set rare, with Belligerent of the Ball, Troyan Gutsy Explorer, and Taken by Nightmares. All right, 2 more packs in stack number 1. Still haven't seen any card valued over $10. So we got ourselves a Human, followed by a Plains, and then we're going to see ourselves a Grasp of Fate with a Tangled Colony as our main set rare. Then we're going to see an Edgewall Inn, Royal Treatment, and a Bitter Chill as our last uncommon, and just our commons in the back. Final pack in stack number 1. Getting a little nervous for the value, but we still have 25 packs to skim through. So we got ourselves a Rat with a Mountain, and then we're going to see Ruby Daring Tracker, followed by a Prismatic Omen coming in as our Enchanting Tales rare, with a Gruff Triplets as our main set rare, with a Soul Guide Lantern, Lord Skitter's Butcher, and a Knight of Doves. All right, so that takes us 1/3 through the box, and not a single card valued over $10. That value meter in the top left-hand corner has got to be looking pretty sad. So we got ourselves an Island with a Hatchling Plans, and then we're going to see the Restless Cottage again, this time in the Borderless treatment. And then we're going to see ourselves a Twisted Fealty, followed by a Discerning Financier, and a Fairy Fencing, with, yep, just commons in the back. All right, this pack kicks off with the Royal Young Hero, followed by the Swamp. And then we're going to see, there we go, there's some value for us. We got to get ourselves the Doubling Season coming in from the Enchanting Tales subset. Is valued over $40. Hooray, we got ourselves a big hit and a big mythic. And right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Talion's Messenger as our main set rare, with a Tattered Ratter, Chancellor of Tales, and a Fairy Dream Thief. And just commons in the back. All right, so super happy to see that mythic show on up and add some value to our stack. That's got to be valued higher than every single card we've opened so far in the box, so hooray. All right, food, Island. All right, we're going to see ourselves a foil Sanguine Bond coming in. Very cool to see that. Should be valued over $1. And then we're going to see ourselves a Raid Bombardment with Expel the Interlopers coming in as our main set rare, with Aretti's Tempting Apple and Up the Beanstalk. This is going to be an uncommon valued over $1. And we're going to see the Princess Takes Flight as a Saga uncommon, and just some commons in the back. Let me do this. Let me slide this guy up here. Center stage. All right, so we got ourselves a Monster Sorcerer with a Swamp, followed by a Dark Tutelage, and we're going to see ourselves a Restless Vinestalk coming in from the land cycle, with a Picnic Ruiner, a Disdainful Stroke, and a Frolicking Familiar. All right, this pack starts off with a Knight. And then we're going to see ourselves an island with an aggravated assault coming in from the Enchanting Tales subset. This is a rare that does hold some significant value for us. Awesome. And then we're going to see ourselves a Frostbane Troll, followed by a Tough Cookie. And then we're going to see the Witch's Vanity and Succumb to the Cold. Just burning through these packs. Let's see another big hit. Love to see something in the anime. Can we get one of those, please? All right, so we got ourselves a Plains, followed by a Wicked Visitor in foil, a Griffin Airy, and we're going to see a Restless Bivouac from the land cycle with Johann Apprentice Sorcerer, Corvul, and the Noble Thief, and then the Gingerbread Hunter, followed by the Crystal Grotto, and a whole bunch of commons. I think the most valuable common in this set is Not Dead After All, and I believe it's somewhere just shy of 50 cents. So we got ourselves a Swamp with a Spreading Seas, followed by Lich Knight's Conquest coming in as our rare with Sir Armont the Redeemer, Dutiful Griffin, and a Witchstalker Frenzy. Alright, this one kicks off with a non-token token. Scanning this QR code will get you nothing. Got yourself a Mountain, followed by an Intruder Alarm coming in. Is a rare valued over $1. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves the Spellbook Vendor with Knight of Sweet's Revenge, Greta Sweettooth Scourge, and Ashiok's Reaper. Oh, and there's Not Dead After All. I think the most valuable common in the set. Again, less than 50 cents. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years, it'll crack $1. So we got an On an Adventure with a Forest. And we're going to see a Raging Battle Mouse coming in as a foil rare for us. Very cool to see that. Followed by a Stab Wound. And we're going to see Ashiok Wicked Manipulator Mythic coming in from the main set. Planeswalker, not high value though. Then we're going to see a Threadbind Clique with Tanglespan Lookout and a Cursed Courier. And just some commons. All right, we're nearing the end of stack number 2. Just a couple of more packs to go. Non-token token, followed by a Mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Garruk's Uprising with a Thunderous Debut from the main set as our rare. Then we're going to see 3 Bowls of Porridge, Shrouded Shepherd, and a Gadwick's First Duel. Yeah, they never mess up and put an extra Doubling Season in the back. That would be a nice surprise. That or a Parallel Lives, basically giving you 2 rares in 1 pack on theme. All right, Wicked Cursed with Plains. And then a Compulsion. Then we're going to see an Ingenious Prodigy coming in as our main set rare with a Red Tooth Vanguard, Boundary Lands Ranger, and a Twisted Sewer Witch. All right, final pack in stack number 2. Should be pack number 24 if everything was lined up correctly. This one kicks off with a Food Token, followed by a Forest. And then we're going to see ourselves a Foil Swamp with an Unnatural Growth coming in from the Enchanting Tales subset. Does hold some value. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves the Blossoming Tortoise. Again, Mythic from the main set. Does hold some value for us. So that's our 5th Mythic of the box. Then we've got ourselves a Woodland Acolyte, a Calicel Sword, and an Imodane's Recruiter. And just our commons in the back. So the one uncommon that we haven't seen that is valued over $1, just in case we don't see it, is a Stroke of Midnight coming in out of white. So only just north of $1.50, but in order to complete the cycle, we want to see it. So we've got ourselves a Food with a Forest, and then we're going to see our 3rd foil rare for the box. We get the Apprentice's Folly coming in, Saga. Season of Growth. Wow, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, the #1 card that we could have pulled from the main set, valued just over $30. Awesome to see that. So these 2 cards alone, right there, almost pay for the entire box with Agatha's Soul Cauldron and the Doubling Season. And we even pick up an Up the Beanstalk right behind it, with a Boundary Lands Ranger and a Lord Skitter's Butcher, followed by our commons. All right, so now this box is looking pretty darn good. I'm pretty sure we made our money back on this one. Awesome to see that. question is, will Friday's draft booster box be even better? So we get a human, followed by a swamp. Then we get a raid bombardment with a ready of the charmed apple coming in as a mythic borderless. Very nice to see that. Very cool artwork there. Don't think it's super high value, but that's okay. That looks, I like the artwork on that one. Thumbs up. Knights of Sweet's Revenge, Succumb to the Cold, and a Witch Stalker's Frenzy. Here we go. And if you're ever curious about the commons, uncommons that I open, and if I go too quick or whatnot, you can always go out and download the MTG Box Analysis from my site. I put together a comprehensive inventory and metric analysis for every single box that I open, and in fact, just past 250 on the website. So we got the human with the forest, followed by Root Rider Fawn coming in as a foil. And then behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Mana Flare coming in out of red, with a Regal Bunnicorn coming in out of white, with a little scratch mark down there at the bottom. And then we got a Picnic Ruiner with Totena Swarmpiper and the Princess Takes Flight. And just our commons back there. If we can get one more hit, this will probably be the best draft box I've opened of Wilds of Eldraine. So we got the human with the plains. Then we're going to see Garruk's Uprising with the Apprentice's Folly, this time in non-foil. Hearth Elemental, Dream Spoilers. Then we're going to see Taken by Nightmares. And just those in the back. All right, this pack starts off with the Royal Young Hero, Full Art Forest. Whoa, we're going to see Defense of the Heart coming in the anime treatment. Very nice to see that. This is going to be a pretty good hit for us, valued over 12 bucks. Not a bad anime. I think 11 of the 20 are currently valued over $10, and so we just hit one of the good ones. Awesome. And then right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Virtue of Loyalty, another mythic, another decent hit for us, valued over $5. Awesome. And then we're going to see ourselves a Tattered Ratter with Dutiful Griffin and a Galvanic Giant. Wow, what a pack. All right, we got ourselves the Royal Young Hero, followed by a Mountain. And then we're going to see ourselves the Spreading Seas with a Spiteful Hexmage. Then we're going to see the Threadbind Cleek, Ego Drain, and a Twisted Sewer Witch. All right, I think we're down to about 6 or 7 packs. I always say this, just want to see one more good card. You never know, though. Got the Full Art Plains, followed by a Ground Seal, and we're going to see the Elusive Otter. That's not the rare we're looking for. Then we're going to see a Stone Splitter Bolt, Callous Sellsword, and a Picklock Prankster. And just our commons in the back. So it'd be really great if we could pick up, I would say, a Virtue of Persistence. I won't be greedy and ask for the Beseech the Mirror. So we got the Beast, followed by the Island, and then we're going to see a Fiery Emancipation, very good rare from the Enchanting Tale subset, followed by Lord Skitter himself, and then we're going to see ourselves Tough Cookie, Back for Seconds, and a Shrouded Shepherd. Still have not seen the Stroke of Midnight. The other uncommon valued over $1. I think there's probably an 80% chance it's in one of these packs. So we got an Elemental with a Plains, followed by a Compulsion. And then we're going to see ourselves a Likeness Looter, Greta Sweet Tooth Scourge, Disdainful Stroke. Look at that. And then we pick up the Stroke of Midnight, the last uncommon valued over $1. I knew it'd be in here. And then just a bunch of commons in the back. Now, how did I know? Well, I've opened up quite a few boxes in my day. I kind of know how the track printing works. It's never a guarantee, especially with the rares and mythics, but with commons and uncommons, you can almost guarantee what you're going to see in a box. So we've got ourselves an Island with a Gallant Pie Wielder, and then we're going to see ourselves an Intangible Virtue with a Twinning Twins as our rare, with a Tempest Heart, Red Tooth Vanguard, and Agatha's Champion, followed by a stack of commons with a Not Dead After All. All right, we are down to 2 packs. 2 more chances to see another big hit. Got the Monster, followed by a Swamp, and I already see a Mythic right behind this Swamp. Whoa, it is an anime Smothering Tide. I have never pulled two anime from the same draft box. That is awesome. Wow. All right, very cool. So I will definitely take that. With this and those guys, this is probably the best draft booster box of Wilds of Eldraine I have ever opened and likely will ever open. We got ourselves a Raging Battle Mouse as our main set rare, followed by a Solitary Sanctuary, Ashiok's Reaper, and a Gadwick's First Duel, and some commons in the pack. All right, so we now are down to our final draft booster pack, and then we'll jump into the MTG box analysis, so stay tuned for that. All right, so this one kicks off with a fairy, and then we're going to see ourselves a mountain, followed by a Scream Puff, and we're going to see a Dragon Mantle, and our last is going to be a rare. It is 3 Blind Mice coming in. And then we get Johan Apprentice with Tanglespan Lookout, Glass Casket, Savior of the Sleeping, Merfolk Coralsmith, Cut In, Titanic Growth, Kindled Heroism, Sweet Tooth Witch, Diminisher Witch, and a Tunavale Guide coming in the back. So I'll get it all sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.